Welcome to the Feminine Forecast, a resource designed to help lightworkers and healers align to collective energy so that they can show up and serve with more love and less struggle. I'm your host, Karen Monaco. I'm a mystic and intuitive guide here to support the divine feminine in stepping fully into her spiritual mission and confidently expressing her soul's magic. Go ahead and grab a cup of tea, your journal, and maybe even your favorite set of oracle or tarot cards and settle in, because this week on the forecast, I'm covering Mercury retrograde, the full moon in Cancer, and a message that we, the divine feminine, has heard, I think, if I counted correctly, about 4 times, okay? So, first up, Mercury retrograde. Now, Mercury went retrograde on January 14th. So just a couple of days ago, we were all feeling that buildup though prior, right? And it's going to continue to dance backwards through the zodiac until February 4th. Now, again, it goes direct, it stations direct on February 4th, but we'll still be feeling that shadow period for a couple of weeks after. Mercury retrograde starts this time in the sign of Aquarius, which is the sign of the visionary. And then it dances backwards into Capricorn, who is the wise elder and the mentor of the zodiac. So this is definitely a time to take some things off your calendar, put down the phone, turn off your computer, limit travel, and really listen and communicate with your soul. Go within and really connect with your higher self. When I sat down to prepare this week's episode, what was so beautiful is that Mercury, the Lord of communication, is doing this dance in support of all of us who are here and who really want to be of service. This invitation is one to lean into your soul's whispers as they pertain to what you are here to teach and what you have come to Earth to learn. Over the next couple of weeks, you might be feeling called to shift, to tweak, or buckle up and completely pivot. And that's really this energy of, the rebellious sign of Aquarius. You'll be getting downloads and transmissions that feel ahead of their time. And you'll come through this retrograde with innovative ideas and inspiration. You'll start seeing opportunities and paths open up for you where maybe you only saw blocks and closed doors previously. You'll also be accessing wisdom that you have acquired by walking your path of healing, transformation, and service. And that is so very much that Capricorn vibe, Capricorn being that leader, that taskmaster. And what that's going to lead to is you're going to be shown ways that you can take your wisdom, what you've learned, and use it to serve humanity, to really show up and offer what you need to offer to those you are contracted with in this lifetime. When I took a big step back and really felt into the energy of this specific Mercury retrograde, I was really moved, and that same overwhelm of emotion and connection is available to you, to everyone. No one is excluded, but you do have to be willing to slow down and listen within. Listen to your higher self more than you are listening to external sources. Now, the last thing I want to share with you in regards to Mercury retrograde, this transit, it's notorious for bringing people from the past back into your life. So I have a pick a card available for everybody to watch over on my YouTube. It's free. You can just you can just use the link down below either the video if you're watching it on YouTube or in the show notes on the podcast. Okay, but you'll find the link there. And this reading covers who is maybe coming back into your life, why they left in the first place, why are they returning, what you need to embody during this return. And, you know, that's going to help you make sure that it stays as a positive interaction and you stand and stay in your power. And then just general guidance from spirit on the situation. And for those of you who grabbed your oracle cards or have quite the collection going, the spread is available to you as well. You can check it out over at KarenMonaco.com with the weekly blog. So this forecast is being released the day before the full moon in Cancer. So that full moon is taking place on January 17th. This is going to be a time where the unconscious is going to be rising to the surface and making itself known. Things that we haven't been aware of or things that we've been avoiding will become unavoidable right around this full moon in Cancer. And what's so nice is that both the moon and the zodiac sign Cancer govern our unconscious mind. So stay present with your triggers and with what comes up for you and process it accordingly. And just a little tip on processing your triggers and your emotions, there's always this story that you're telling yourself in response to what's triggered you. That's your conscious mind. That's what's in your conscious awareness. It's not always true. So use this transit, use the full moon in Cancer to really dive into the feeling. What is that trigger making you feel? And then go even further within and unearth that story, that story that's been woven into the unconscious mind, likely since you were a child. Because my love, that is where that healing, that deep healing happens. That's where the transformation lies. For my soul sisters who are members of Wild Hearted Collective, resources available to you, definitely go into House 4, the unconscious mind upgrades to work more intimately with the energy of this full moon. But you know, the other thing that I really love and I am really being drawn to at this time is the conscious softening meditation, which is over in the House 3 upgrades. Okay. So the weekly energy, what do we as feminine healers and light workers need to be aware of for the next 2 weeks? Well, we have abundance, we have miracles, and we have moved forward. Not a message that is new to us if you have been tuning into the forecast over the past few months. And like I said, I think earlier in the forecast, I think that this is about the 4th time that we have received this exact message. So I clarified this time and I used my newest tarot deck. It was the one that Santa brought me over the holidays. And I got the 8 of Swords and I got the 8 of Wands, which ironically are also not cards that are new to us on the feminine forecast. But those 2 8s are a sign of financial abundance. So already being offered just a little bit of clarity here that these miracles and the abundance that's coming our way, it is financial, it is monetary. So here's what you need to know, okay? There's all those cards laid out for you: abundance, miracles, move forward, 8 of Swords, 8 of Wands, which 8 of Wands and move forward, that is that same energy. So abundance is making its way to you, my soul sister. Let's all breathe into that, saying abundance is making its way to me. It's making its way to you. It's available to the collective. Abundance is coming. You've been working hard, not just on your healing, but at your spiritual mission. So affirming this again to you, abundance is coming, but also abundance is here. Miracles are yours by divine right. Keep going. Keep doing what you're doing. You know, this 8 of Swords energy, don't get trapped in the external circumstances of your life right now. And I know, trust me, I know that it is so much easier to say that and for me to share it than it is to believe that. But we have gotten this message so many times. And the only thing standing between us and receiving this abundance and these miracles is fully believing in abundance and miracles. Are you willing to move forward with me in full faith that your efforts and your desires are around the corner? And for many of us, this is really a call for us to take an inventory of the abundance and miracles that have already landed. So are you willing to move forward in full faith and trust that your efforts and desires, or that my efforts and desires, are around the corner? I am going to publicly declare and say yes. And I'm going to continue to walk forward on my path with this faith. And I ask of you now, are you going to join me? So here are some suggestions in how you can start to do the work necessary and needed to really embrace this time. And these are things that I've done over the past couple of months to break up some of my resistance to receiving, and even my avoidance of being in gratitude for what's already here. So the first suggestion I'm going to make to you is to take a look at where you are placing your resources. For me personally, I explored everything I was doing and creating in my business. And I decided to make some changes so that I was starting to place more of my energy, more of my focus on what felt good, what felt exciting, and what felt in alignment with my highest calling. I also applied this to my personal life. I pulled my energy away from things and people that were really feeling very depleting at the time. So to be honest, life, business, when I did this work, it looked really barren at first, but within days, that space started to fill up with blessings and miracles of all kinds. And ultimately, I found that space itself that I had created by removing things, by pulling my energy back, that space was part of the abundance that I had really been longing for. My second suggestion is to really consider, do you even know where you want to end up? If you feel like your wheels are spinning, perhaps it's because you aren't working and navigating with a very clear intention and defined desire. And so I invite you to stop and explore where you want to go. So failure to know the direction you're heading sometimes means that you're going to remain lost and you'll never actually arrive. And sometimes in this process, what you end up seeing is that you actually have a very, very clear intention and a very defined desire, but you're not doing any of the things that are actually going to get you closer to it. So powerful work with that number two, or that second suggestion, is like really considering if you know where you're going and if you're taking the path that will get you there. And my third suggestion is to enter this energy of acceptance of exactly where you are. And for those of you in the collective, in Wild Hearted Collective, that's going to really reinforce the message of the acceptance workshop that I released this month. But this month's theme is about accepting exactly where you are. And as a result of doing that work, as a result of coming into the present moment, you start to recognize that you have a lot already to be grateful for. And you also start to see how close you are to achieving those goals and arriving at your destination. And that also allows you to get very clear on your next steps. Carl Jung says, what you resist persists. So don't resist where you are, instead accept and align. Right? So to recap those three steps, we have where are your resources going? What direction are you pointed in? And then entering this energy of acceptance of where you are. And that really does align with that January card of the Chariot, which you can explore a little bit more in the January forecast, the last one that was released. All right, so all links, resources, tools, tips, anything that I've referenced, you can read a little bit more about them or visit them over in the show notes or at www.KarenMonaco.com. And just one final announcement. I am increasing the prices on both my membership and my 20-minute channeled readings. So Wild-Hearted Collective, the price increase is going to take effect on January 28th. If you want to get in at the current rate of $555, make sure you get that on your calendar. Do that to say yes before the 28th. And then my 20-minute channel readings, that price is going to increase on February 6th. They're going up from $66 to $77. You can get one final reading, get on my schedule for that 66 using the links down below. All right. And I just wanted to lightly tap into that. But you know, I always love getting messages from you and hearing how the weekly forecasts resonate. So don't be shy. Definitely stay in touch with me, connect with me over on Facebook or over on Instagram. You can leave a comment in the YouTube forecast. And my handle is @Lightworker Karen, absolutely everywhere. Gotta love that consistency, right? But for now, that's all I have for you. And I just want to thank you for your time and thank you for showing up. I'm going to see you next time. So goodbye for now.